Alright. Well, went down to Corpus today. Tried to see what stuff we could pick up. Wasn't a whole lot. I guess a lot of the Black Friday craze that people can get a hold of, and people picking up other stuff. But picked up some Shrouded Fable. Picked up Paradox Wisdom Collection box. Hadn't picked one of those up. I believe those are Best Buy exclusive. And then we picked up a couple of Vivid Voltage packs. So let's just get everything unboxed. Just got done watching Opossum Bud talking about the Terastal Festival, I guess. Poke Catch, something like that. Opened up a box of them. It's going to be 10 packs with 10 cards in it. And then the one thing is, they're not having illustration rares in there. They're going to be having instead 2 Pokeball holographics and then 1 Master Ball holographic. So normally you would get like 3 illustration rares in a Japanese booster box. Now this is a specialty set, so the booster box on this is going to be a little different. But it seems there's not going to be any illustration rares with Terastal Festival. If that's the case, that means obviously there's not going to be any illustration rares with what's it going to be? Prismatic Evolution. So some people seen that are already a little concerned. But we'll have to see when Terastal Festival actually releases. I believe it's next Friday. So we got a couple boxes ordered. Hey, what's going on, Honor One? I appreciate it. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Can't complain too much. Picked up a little bit of just random stuff today to open. Honored One is looking for a shout out. So shout out to Honored One for coming in, joining in, subscribing. Appreciate that, bud. Got this massive Iron Crown. Oh, I'm old. I've been there. Let's just say I was there when it was still Pocket Monsters and I was playing it on the old playground. So, you know, this goes to show you too, I was playing Magic the Gathering back in the day on the old playground. So that gives you an idea, you know, Magic the Gathering came out in what, 95? So inside of that Paradox Wisdom box, we got some Scarlet Violet base, Twilight Masquerade, Paldea Evolved, Paradox Script, another Twilight, Obsidian, and Temporal Forces. That's not too bad. I think the weakest set in there is probably going to be Obsidian Flames. Then you get this nice little magnetic 3-card holder. And we'll find something, as always, to put in those. And they give you this little thin plastic. Ta-da! Today we completed our master set of 151. Picked this up today at one of the local game stores. Was looking for a Phanpy, looking for a cast form because we've done almost 600 packs of Surging Sparks. And we cannot get a Phanpy or a cast form to save our lives. The only box of Obsidian Flames I ever opened, I got the Golden Charizard in it. And then the Rev Room as a SIR. Haven't opened up too much Obsidian Flames. We were chasing like the Lechonk and the... I forget what else in there. Man, I picked this up today to complete our master set of 151 because I thought I had it. Turns out it was the Paldean Fates Baby Shiny. So So that was a bummer. But now it's complete. We can move on from 151. No Surging Sparks today, guys. Opened up another 6 packs of it the other day. And we got the Miltic EX. Opened that up, I believe it was yesterday, day before on stream. So still no Fampy, still no cast form. We have no luck in Surging Sparks. That's just the way it seems it goes. I say that as the Pikachus are standing there. Got a couple Vivid Voltage too. So let's see here. Kind of line it up in like the way they came out, I guess. Can't remember if it was Paradox or Paldea Evolved. Which order it went. And got a booster bundle with Shrouded Fable. Found one of those today. And picked up a couple of packs of Vivid Voltage. Try to get that Chonkachu. You know? That Chonkachu that everybody was crazy about in this set. I'll check out your channel here sometime, Honored One. I'll see when I get done with stream here. I like watching smaller content creator stuff because we're a smaller channel. And some of these bigger guys, sometimes they got a little too much energy for me. Try to watch them and I don't know if I'm just too old or what. But sometimes have a little too much energy for me. Nothing out of that first pack. Let's try another with the Celebi up front. Maybe we had a Chonkachu to the collection today. A Rainbow Chonkachu. But yeah, Surging Sparks has really dried up in my area. I'm not going to say I'm the reason why they keep selling out, but the reason why they keep selling out. Ooh, nothing too bad packs. Actually, wait a minute. I'm paying attention. There's a Cramorant. No Cramorant. That one. Was there a Cramorant in this one? It's got like a little funny story with the was the Arrokuda? Oh, neither one of those. Oh well. It's a fun little story card because it's like the Cramorant's there and it's the Arrokuda, like the Arrokuda, you see the Cramorant off in the distance, and then the next in the Cramorant card is eating the Arrokuda. So I was like, oh man, even though they're just common cards, like I kind of want them now because of that. I love those little connecting story cards. That's why I love the Gloom out of Crown Zenith. If you've seen the original Aquapolis one, he's asleep in a tree. And I guess he's woken up from his nap in Crown Zenith and he's fallen out of the tree. And that's what made me become a Gloom collector. Well, here we go. Let's look at the Shrouded Fable. A set that people just weren't too crazy about. I know they had some issues with the release of Shrouded Fable. You know, the ETBs came out late and stuff like that. And people just didn't much care for it. I don't know exactly why. Personally, I love the creepy Pokemon. I had the Dew Skull, the Dusknoir, and all that, the illustration rares, and I traded them at a show because they had peaked, you know, at above $23 at the time. And I said, you know what, I want to take advantage of using this for little Misty, and she's hidden back there, but the Starmie with Misty. Come on, give us something in a booster box. Or not a booster box, a booster bundle. Because this was one of those small specialty sets as well, where they didn't have booster boxes. Best you could get was an ETB. Booster bundles and 3-pack blisters. So, you know, it being a smaller set, I thought I was going to be able to complete it, but we kept getting just redundant pulls. But, you know, I wouldn't mind a Cassiopeia. She's crashed in price. Eevee. Binding Mochi. But yeah, after watching, I think it was Twice Baked Jake, and after watching Opossum Bud, hype for Terastal Festival has kind of died for me. Because everybody, you know, nobody was really talking about, hey, are there going to be illustration rares? Everybody's just talking about those special illustration rares, the evolutions and what have you. And no real talk about illustration rares. Apparently now, I guess, on YouTube, there is a video of 10 packs being cracked open. So 1 box of Terastal Festival. And if you track Japanese pull rates, you know, you would normally get about 9 pulls. You would get like 3, and then in the specialty sets, it was a little bit more. Like with the Japanese version of Crown Zenith, the V-Star Max, something like, or V-Star something. And so the pools are a little different. So it's kind of a bummer to see that your 3 illustration rares are going to be replaced with 2 Pokeball holographics and 1 Master Ball holographic. And it looked like you're only going to get a chance at 1 SR or SAR, because they pulled the Raging Bolt SAR in that 10-pack box of Terastal Festival. Let's go on, Jesse. Can we get another pull out of this booster bundle? Can we get another pull? But yeah, a lot of the product today was dried up. Went down to a local game store there, trying to get me a Phanpy and trying to get me a cast form. They didn't have it. But they did have the Alakazam full art from 151 that we needed to complete our master set. So just about everything we got out of there. Out of 151, we pulled ourselves, aside from the Pikachu illustration rare and the Alakazam full art. And I think it was like one weird random one was like the Zapdos EX. I figured, oh, it's going to be the same Zapdos that came in those Zapdos boxes. And it's a different card. So I had to spend like a whole 75 cents to get one of those. Got an A-Spec. Ooh, we got this one last time. The Dangerous Laser. Yeah, you know, we didn't take Shrouded Fable too seriously. You know, I went out and I bought some of the Night Wanderer when it first came out. Thought I'd, you know, throw it on the channel and see how it was received. And Shrouded, or Night Wanderer was received about as well as Shrouded Fable was. Nobody really seemed to care. And, you know, I didn't go out and buy any more Japanese like I did with Stellar Miracle, because people actually seemed to like the Stellar Miracle. I was getting some positive feedback on it. And then Stellar Crown came out, and then all of a sudden Surging Sparks was just like, I'm still in the spotlight. And, you know, we've done close to 600 packs of Surging Sparks. And we haven't gotten anything good out of it. Yeah, nothing good out of it. I mean, we wanted the Phanpy, we wanted the cast form. That's really what we were chasing in that. And I was chasing Jasmine's Gaze. And when I saw the day after I picked up my pre-order and opened it, how everybody was losing their mind over it, I was like, you know what, somebody's selling it. The full art. somebody was selling it, so I decided to buy it. You know, Stellar Crown didn't ruin me too financially too bad because God, I pulled the gold ultra rare out of my last Shrouded Fable booster bundle. Man, yeah, I know, but Shrouded Fable was kind of hit or miss for me. But like I was saying, Stellar Crown didn't hurt me too bad, like I thought it was going to, because the initial plan was to get a whole case of Stellar Crown. And I went to the local game store where I normally do my pre-orders at, and I pre-ordered the ETB and the booster box. I think it came out to like $155 for both of them. And then I was like, you know what, give me a second booster box just in case, because I'm really looking for the Squirtle. That's what I really want. Checked out, and he was like, good luck with the pool. Let's hope you get your Squirtle. I was like, oh man, you know what? I forgot about the Bulbasaur. Like, I really want the Bulbasaur. I want that more than the Squirtle. And the guy there was like, you know, the owner pulled one yesterday. I was like, will he sell it? He's like, let me call him. I was like, I'll buy it right now. Bought the Bulbasaur right there in the store. Went home, opened up my first booster box. Got the Terapagos SIR and the Squirtle in the same box. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with Stellar Crown. Those are the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle were the two cards I really wanted. And then the wife says, I want the Joltik. Started chasing the Joltik, couldn't pull it to save the life of us. Just like Phanpy and Castform, she wants those. That's really the only reason why I'm still opening Surging Sparks whenever I find it, is to try to get her those two cards. And went to a show, they had the Joltik there. I said, you know what, let me just trade for it. So I got her the Joltik illustration rare out of Stellar Crown in the trade. And I also picked up Lana's Aid in that same trade. And Starmie in that same trade. But out of that booster bundle, we got the the Dangerous Laser, the Monkey Dory, and the Petra Rat. We've got 3 prismatic ETBs, 3 poster collections, 3 binder collections, and then I think like 3 of the blisters or booster bundle or something like that. We got 3 of every single product that's coming out for prismatic pre-ordered. And then we got 2 boxes, not full boxes, but 2 boxes of why can't I think of it? Terastal Festival. We got 2 boxes ordered. So we're just waiting for that to show up. Probably won't be this week coming up. It'll probably be the following one. I'm not sure when Pokey is sending his stuff out. I know we talked about he's probably getting it on the 5th or the 6th, and then he'll be shipping orders after that. So I'm hoping maybe next weekend we can open up some Terastal Festival. Congrats on the Joltik. That one financially devastated us, just trying to pull that card. You know, we got what you could consider like the top 3 chase cards out of Stellar, and we just couldn't pull that Joltik. Talked down to the guys at the local game store that I, normally pick stuff up from. And I asked them, hey, you do pre-orders in Terastal Festival? They're like, as of right now, we do not know. I said, we'll post it on our social media as soon as we have a better idea of what we're going to do. And I said, okay. So as soon as I see that post, depending on the price, because we paid $65 through Pokey per box, and there's 10 packs in there. So depending on what their price point is, maybe I'll pick up 3 boxes. Depends what you're chasing. It really depends what you're chasing out of just about any product as to how to go about chasing it. Because for Stellar, I had a really good box. My first booster box was really good. Like I said, I got the Squirtle and the Squirtle IR and the Terapagos SIR first booster box. Second box was just horrible. I didn't get, because typically you average like 12 to 14 hits per booster box. And like the second one, I was on the very low end. It was not a good box. But I've had a lot of luck with the 3-pack blisters. A lot of random luck with the 3-pack blisters. And there goes my little cockatiel. Who wants to let us know she's knowing. You know, when it comes to demand, I believe it will, Jesse. But when it comes to actual pull rates, I think people who thought Surging Sparks was bad are going to be in for a rude surprise with prismatic evolutions. We'll have to see how the English side goes, because the Japanese 10 box that was opened on YouTube, that hurt to see the pull rates, or like exactly what you're getting with no ARs in there. But we had a lot of luck with 3-pack blisters and just about everything. The booster bundles with Stellar Crown were hit or miss for us. Sometimes you'd get a really nice illustration rare, and sometimes we get absolutely nothing. I mean, like not even an EX, which I was like, hold up. We paid how much? And then like the booster bundles for Stellar Crown at one of the local game stores, he was letting go for like $22. And I was like, man, why are they going for so cheap? And we bought, like 6 of them, I think it was. And we got hosed. I was like, no, that's why they were $22. The Bulbasaur, we were there celebrating my birthday in Corpus, and Super Electric Breaker had just come out. And we were there on a Friday pretty early in the day, so it was like nobody in the store, and they had just put out the Super Electric Breaker. So we bought, I believe it was 2 boxes that day. And we didn't do too good. But then we went back the next day, bought some more Super Electric Breaker, and then she said, I'm going to buy me a box of Stellar Crown. And as she's opening it, I'm talking, I said, man, it'd be nice if one of us actually pulled the Bulbasaur instead of just having bought it. And right as I'm saying that, she's going through the pack, and bam, there comes a little Bulbasaur popping his head out. What are we opening? Obsidian Flames. So we got an illustration out of Obsidian Flames. What do we want to see, guys? What do we want to see? I'm trying to remember what the pretty cards in Obsidian were. The darker card at the bottom. Oh, really? This little guy? Come on, get out of here, Room. I got the Reverie special illustration right out of that. Well, the only booster box I ever opened up out of Obsidian Flames, I got the Reverie. I had told the other half when Super Electric Breaker came out, like Surging Sparks hadn't even come out yet. I said, if we don't get a Pikachu early on in this set, like neither one of us is a Pikachu collector. And I said, if we don't get one early in this set, I said, I don't even think we should try buying one. Because I have a feeling it's going to go up to about, I told us, probably about $450, $500. It's sitting right now at $300 pre-order, right? And I said, I have a feeling if we don't get one early, it's just going to go stupid in price. And as we were discussing that, she was opening up her stuff, and I wasn't filming at the time. And then she just kind of stopped. I said, what? I said, did you get your Fampi that you want? And she's like, no. And she turns it around, and she had gotten the Japanese Pikachu. And we were the first people to open one up in the store, or any of their customers, because normally that local game store, their customers come back and show them what they pulled, so they kind of track what's come out of the product that they've sold. And we were the first ones in the city to pull one. And it's a very beautiful card. And it's a shame that it's not worth more than the English one. The quality on the Japanese one, you say it's a hot take, but I think the quality on the Japanese one is better than the English. That's just my opinion. I mean, I can show y'all here in a bit why I think that's the case. But with the way the pull rates are going to be in Terastal Festival, and the way the demand is, and if there's 32 SIRs or 32 SARs, and you're only getting one SAR per 10 pack box of Terastal Festival, 32, you need to maybe open up. You'd have to open up quite a bit, because I think the SRs are also going to count as a spot for the SAR, if it's like a typical Japanese set. So if you factor all that in, and then you figure out if you can find a box at Terastal Festival for about $60, $65, and that Umbreon, or as they're calling it, the Sunbreon, yeah, that is going to drive up the price. You have to see how the English pull rates look versus the Japanese pull rates. I like going to garage sales and looking around and seeing what people have, but sometimes you can get some pretty good stuff for a reasonable price. But every once in a while you run into some people that they know exactly what they got. Well, where do we, I wasn't even paying attention to what we're opening. Oh, Paldea Evolved. As we casually pull the Magikarp. Nah, we won't pull one. Oh, really? Man, this little Paradox has given us two hits so far, and we got a gold card. And I think it's a Pokemon. I think it is a Pokemon. What are we opening again? Paldea Evolved? Who was in Paldea Evolved? I had a gold card. Is it Paldea Evolved? Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see. Hopefully it's a Pokemon. Quackaball. I have like 3 of you, but it's a hit. Oh, man, that's my luck with gold cards. I get them quite a bit. And the community just, you're not worth nothing. Community says, you're not worth nothing. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you, gold cards. You're the toughest pull in a set. Toughest rarity. And nobody likes you. There you go. Wow. Now, if only that could have been in, like, Twilight Masquerade, right? Like something, the gold buddy popping or something. But we'll take the hit. Well, that would have been, nice to have seen in a Twilight Masquerade, maybe. Paldea Evolved has some very pretty cards in it. Very pretty cards. But everybody always overshadows Paldea Evolved with this. Oh, Magikarp. Everybody losing it for Magikarp. But there's so many pretty cards in Paldea Evolved. The little one, she pulled that one. And when she pulled it, it was only like a $45 card. And then it went up like crazy. But we had put in a one touch for nothing. Oh, really? This little guy right here. So, if y'all are new to the channel, I opened up so much temporal forces chasing Bianca's devotion that we almost completed a master set. We just need Morty's Conviction and Ghastly. That's all we need for temporal to make a master set. But I opened up so much of temporal forces. I had nightmares of it. And the nightmare would be Macargo, Bramblegast, and Drampa. Oh, and then we kept pulling the Macargo. Like, if there was something, a bigger hit of a Macargo and a any other set, like a full art or something like that, we'd pull that too. And I was like, man, this little bastard just keeps coming up and showing his goofy little face. But if you guys are joining me, I appreciate it. You know, we're a smaller channel. Don't do any giveaways or anything like that quite yet. We're going to be painting up some of those coins and maybe coating them with some polyurethane. You know, some of the coins like this here. Painting them up, maybe drilling a hole through the top, making them into little keychains, and maybe we give those away. We have so many of those dang coins. And I've seen a streamer on here, that's what she does, is makes the 3D cards with a bunch of bulk and then paints those up and they give them away. They recently gave one away on Trainer Spree's channel during a live rip and ship. But we do not do rip and ship. We are just a small channel. The family and I, we like to go around, pick up all different kinds of product. When we find a card that we are trying to chase, we like to bring you along the journey of chasing those cards. So like I said, sometimes in the past I've said, you know, some of the content on the channel might become a little redundant simply because we're chasing certain cards and we're opening that product heavily to try to chase, you know, complete that chase. Yeah, another hit. Looks like an illustration rare out of Twilight Masquerade. Wonder what it is. Chimichow. I'm saying that right. Chimichow. It's a pretty card. Like, I know, was it Temporal Forces? They did a lot of this kind of artwork that it kind of feels like photography, where they're taking the pictures and, you know, certain aspects are in focus while the rest is out of focus. You know, and I appreciated something like the Cremoran, I think it was. Looks like he's about to have a panic attack in a crowd of people. Got that somewhere around here. We pulled that the other day. But going back as well as saying, you know, we're just a smaller channel, just like bring you along the ride. Also kind of give you ideas of what to expect from certain kind of products. I try to tell y'all, hey, we're opening up, I'm bringing on stream now. We're opening up this box, or we're opening up the blister packs, or booster bundle, and it kind of gives you an idea, because I don't know if some of you have noticed from watching the channel, we might have a Pokemon pack opening problem. This month has sure made that very, how would you say, very noticeable. There's a lot of evidence that we might have a Pokemon pack opening problem, especially with about 600 packs of Surging Sparks. Well, here's our last pack for the night. Maybe we get some good luck. Some last pack magic. Alright, this should have been the first pack, and it would have been our first pack magic. What? Twilight Masquerade. We didn't open up a whole lot of Twilight Masquerade. And I wanted the Parent, and I wanted the Hisuian Growlithe. Ah, man, that's the way Surging Sparks has been. In fact, we joked. I started calling it Purging Farts. This is like womp womp. It's because a lot of people, you know, when they're opening up Surging, oh my Jesus. You know, we have not pulled the Latios or the Latios. We got Clamont's Quick Wit SIR, the Melodic SIR, the Pikachu SIR, Jasmine's Gaze I purchased. We got the Night Stretcher Gold, Hyper Rare, 2 of these. We got the Jet Energy, it's off camera, the Jet Energy. We got Drayton SIR, we got the Alolan Executor, Hyper Rare. We've had horrible luck with Surging Sparks. Because all we're looking for is a Phanpy and a Cast Form Illustration Rare. We've had horrible luck with Surging Sparks. Oh, we got the Feebas, though, to go with the Melodic. Wow, this little box from Best Buy. The Paradox Wisdom. Got it on sale. It was $10 off, and then I do a lot of purchasing through them, so I get a lot of those $5 gift cards. So this ended up coming to like $22 or something like that. I'm not mad about that. The Latios is a nice card. The Latios is also pretty. I mean, I love it. I think they got overshadowed by the Pikachu. You know, Probos. Probobus. Probobus. I kicked myself in the butt for not buying a case of Surging Sparks, because when I opened up, well, you know, we ordered 3 booster boxes, 3 ETBs for the bundles for $155 total. And I ordered I got a second box of Surging Sparks that day too. So we ended up opening the first day a week and a half before release. See that, and that was one thing I was watching Opossum Bud. What's up, Moss? I was watching Opossum Bud, and one thing he was talking about was like, you know, one thing I haven't noticed is people talking about how they love the Pikachu and how they love the artwork for the Pikachu. Everybody's talking about the Pikachu, chasing it, pulling it, but nobody's ever actually stated that they like the artwork. And you know, when the other half showed me, she says, hey, they released the information on the, can you show your favorite card? Ooh, man. Oh, it's hard to pick one. It's hard to pick one, but I will go through my collection. I will look around. And I will try to decide which is my favorite. Because there's a lot of factors. A lot of factors into what you could consider your favorite. So today, out of what did we open today? We opened up a booster bundle of Shrouded Fable. We got the Dangerous Laser, the Monkey Dory, and the Petulant. Please don't grab the Pikachu. No, it's not the Pikachu. In fact, as I was saying, I'm sorry, I lost my train. I do this a lot. I lose my train of thought. But she comes up, she shows me, look, they've released the information of Super Electric Breaker. And I said, okay. And she shows me, and she said, well, here's the Pikachu. And I was like, I don't like it. She's like, that's the card. I said, I don't like it. And I was like, it's too plain. I mean, it's Pikachu's. Of course, it's gonna be a big chase. I told her. I said, if we don't get one early in the set, or early when all the sets being over, well, we're not gonna buy one. But out of the Paradox Wisdom Box from Best Buy, Probus, Chinchou, Varoom, and Gardevoir. So that wasn't too bad, you know. And then we get a gold card. Oh yeah, and the Qualicon. The most expensive card right now in the collection is that Pikachu, because I didn't get back into collecting until 151 came out. I mean, I played it growing up. You know, I was a kid playing it. Then real life hit, and I was playing Magic the Gathering real heavily after that. Real life hit, and then I had to, go to work every single day, 6 days out of the week, just to make a living. And I was living paycheck to paycheck. And I couldn't afford to do what I do now, where we're doing 500, 600 packs of Surging Sparks in a month, and we're fine. So everything that I have right now is modern. So everything that I have in the collection right now is modern. And I've started collecting a lot of the waifus. When the A-Specs came back, I collected all of those, and then we got all the legendary dogs. Well, not all of them up there. I have mine up there. The other half has hers elsewhere. And we got 151 stuff, some Magic the Gathering stuff, Lord of the Rings, the One Ring, Morgus Bowmasters, Mana Crypt, stuff like that. So that's why, there's a lot of cards out there. Oh, you know what? I will show you my favorite card. And I bet you guys anything. I bet you all will not even... I bet you guys won't even... You're going to be like, really, that card? And it's because every single time I see this card, it makes me laugh. All right? So there's, when I said, you said, pick your favorite card, it's hard to pick one. Because there's like, how does it make you feel when you see that card? Does it make you happy? Does it make you laugh? Stuff like that. So this one is one of the ones that's like in the feels for me. And it's not an expensive card at all. Not an expensive card at all. So out of Aquapolis, it's the same exact artist that did it. And you look at it in Aquapolis, it's asleep in the tree. All right. And how many years ago was Aquapolis? About maybe a decade. And the artist comes back for Crown Zenith and does this. Oh, it gets me every single time. So like, there's this. It makes me laugh. When I first pulled it, I was opening up Crown Zenith, going through the pack, and I stopped. And I really looked at this card, and I started laughing like an idiot. Started laughing like an idiot. And then somebody tells me, I said, man, I love that one. And then somebody was like, have you seen the one from Aquapolis? I said, I wasn't collecting Aquapolis back then, the e-reader ones. They said, go look at the Aquapolis one. And I look at it, same artist, same tree, same gloom, sleeping in it. And here we are, Crown Zenith. Rolled a little too far out of bed. So, that's my favorite card that's got no value to it other than personal value. It makes me laugh, and that's what got me into collecting Oddish and Vileplume and, of course, Gloom and Another Oddish and another Gloom. So, you know, that's what got me into collecting Gloom, Vileplume, and Oddish. Was this one card. So, favorite card because of the feels. Now, nostalgia. You want to talk about nostalgia? Oh, that's a tough one. Favorite card that hits in the feels because of nostalgia. Obviously, it's going to be Venusaur EX. Because Bulbasaur was my starter Pokemon. Back on the old Game Brick, when you could only get it in gray. Before there were different colored Game Bricks, and we're talking the massive one you could put in a sock and use as a self-defense weapon. So Bulbasaur was my favorite Pokemon. So to see the artwork done with Venusaur, I love the Venusaur, this artwork. Very colorful, very vibrant. But favorite Pokemon is the Psyduck. So, you know, Psyduck never really got a whole lot of love as far as artwork for cards. You know, we always had old poor Misty Psyduck here. There's an old Wizards of the Coast one too. So I love that old artwork. But I love the 151 Psyduck as well. This one kind of hits in both areas. Nostalgia, because I was playing when it was Wizards of the Coast, printing these cards. And then my favorite Pokemon. So it's hard to pick a favorite. I mean, what are some of y'all's big hit, you know, hit you in the heart kind of deal? Because I'll tell you, after watching, what is it, the new Pokemon Horizons on Netflix, the Netflix Pokemon series, and then if you've watched it, you know the little heartbreaking story about Creamy. And it made me fall in love with Creamy. Because you have this big, you know, muscular, masculine looking guy, and he's just got the biggest heart. And there's a whole heartbreaking story behind Creamy. And that kind of made me start collecting Creamy. So it's hard to pick a favorite, guys. Because it's like, there's the artwork, there's the nostalgia factor behind it. Like, if you grew up playing with them, you know, what your starter Pokemon was. It's hard to pick a favorite for me. But if you like those story cards, like I was saying, like with the Gloom, check out the Cramorant and the Arrokuda out of Vivid Voltage. Because there's a little story behind, you know, going on with that one too. But that's all we got for packs tonight. I appreciate everybody that stops in, you know, joins us in this endeavor of trying to hunt the cards that we lack. The cards that just keep burning a hole in our wallet. Because Surging Sparks, I mean, 151 was a rough ride for us. Because every single time we'd see 151, we just, how many ATBs are on the shelf? Get all 6 of them. How many UPCs do they got? Yeah, I get both of them. Because we wanted to complete that master set. And we finally did it today. finally did it today. This is our last card that we need for the binder, unless in that Blooming Waters collection, those promotional cards that come with it are different and marked, I guess, MEW from you out of 151. So, master set of 151 as of now until we see that Blooming Waters. But yeah, if y'all want to see the quality difference between the Japanese Pikachu versus the English Pikachu, we can do that right now. Hopefully it shows up good on the stream. It should, because it is actually pretty it is pretty noticeable in the quality difference. We'll start with the big boy, the one that everybody's losing their mind out of, or losing their mind over. The Pikachu EX, right? So, pay attention to right in this area here. Alright. Pay attention to that area right here where my thumb is, what it's pointing to. Okay. This should fetch us a 10 though. But pay attention to that area. Okay. Oh, and before we move on to this one too, pay attention to the border. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna show you why I personally prefer the Japanese one and why I'm bummed out that the Japanese one isn't fetching a higher price. Look at that, just right off the bat. See that sunburst? And then look at this. Look at this border. Look at this border. Mom, can we have Pikachu? No, we got Pikachu at home. You see that? See how flat that Pikachu, the English Pikachu is? And look at that Japanese one. And look at the border. So, hot take, the Japanese one is better. Look at that. So, those of y'all wondering if y'all put them side by side or seen them in person side by side, if y'all wondered which one's the nicer card, look at the border on the Japanese one. Look at that sunburst on the Japanese one versus the English version. Look at that. I said hot take on my part, but I think the Japanese one's a little bit nicer. Just saying. Oh, now get back in your house. But everybody losing their mind over this Pikachu. I mean, it's... I still don't quite understand it. I mean, I know he's the mascot and all that stuff, and he's the original from the show and what have you, but I figured they'd be losing their minds more over the Japanese version. Because if you were there, you remember the original card set was Pocket Monsters. And that very different border than what we have now. So I figured having the Japanese Pikachu would have hit more in the feels for some people. And then just the quality of this card is just so much nicer than the English. Just my take. It's not the right sleeve. Is it? It's not the right sleeve. How'd I lose a sleeve? But that's just my take. So we got both of them. I guess I shouldn't be complaining. It's not. Pikachu was never my favorite Pokemon. We did 6 boxes of Super Electric Breaker. That one came out in the 6th box. We've done 600 cards of Surging Sparks, and we still can't get a Phanpy or a Cast Form because we like those arts better. And here's the thing: I'm a huge fan of Adventure Time. And if any of y'all are fans of Adventure Time, you all know Tree Trunks. So when I see Phanpy, I see Tree Trunks. That's what I see. And that's why we want a Phanpy. Because I'm such a huge fan of Adventure Time. Phanpy reminds me of Tree Trunks. And then the Sunny Cast Form, the other half just loves it. She has it out of Paradise Dragona. We don't have it out of Surging Sparks. Moss, you still here? If you're still here, Moss, you gotta go pick up one of them Paradox Wisdom. He had some awesome luck today. He sent me a message today. He got 2 of the gold. It was Dialga, right, Moss? Well, yeah, the Paradox Wisdom out of Best Buy. That's what we got those pulls out of today. But my buddy Moss, he went. I'm assuming it was the Sea and Sky box for Crown Zenith that he picked up today. Yeah, he sent me over a message. He got 2 of the. I want to say it was the gold Dialgas out of the same collection box, the Sea and Sky collection box. So that dude's killing it with that. Killing it with that, Moss. I mean, we did okay today. Got a gold card. No special illustration rare, but we did get 3 illustration rares actually, and a full art Gardevoir. That all came out of that Paradox Wisdom box. So not bad. And then, like I said, last night or the other night, and this one has some damage on it the way it came out of the pack. A lot of these silver borders, if you guys are opening the Surging Sparks, just know that there are some quality control issues with Surging Sparks. Especially with these, like the silver bordered. Oh man, my chat. I'm sorry guys, I didn't see some of this chat pop up. Because apparently on my live feed there, it's not staying up to date. Let's see. I will never give up my basic Charizard. That one piece of cardboard represents my childhood happiness. When do you stream? I tend to try to stream here on Saturdays because I work Monday through Friday, and normally Saturday morning I will go down to the local game store and purchase some stuff to open up for Saturday. And then throughout the week I post shorts because there's a product that I'll open up for the stream, and then I'll have some other stuff set aside to open up for shorts for throughout the week leading up to Saturday. Yeah, like I said, the Japanese stuff is just far better quality, I think, than some of the English stuff. The ultimate dream is to own the shiny gold star Rayquaza. Oh yeah, that card right there. Whew. Tell you what, a lot of those gold star Pokemons, the older ones, man, those are they're up there in price. I don't really think I have a dream card to own, other than maybe like the banned Japanese Misty card from when they were still Pocket Monsters. I think it was like Misty's Determination or Misty's Tears. I want to say it was Misty's Tears, where it's like a silhouette of her, and you can't tell if she's, I guess, in the buff or whatever. And before it came over to the the U.S. side, it got banned, and they had to change the artwork for the U.S. version. So maybe that's why I have a fascination with redheads. Huh. Just a thought. But anyways, if you guys are opening Surging Sparks, there are some quality control issues with it. Just like on this Milotic, came out of a booster bundle, and it came to us. I don't know if it's gonna show up too well here, but you see that little there. Came to us a little damaged on that booster bundle. And that's not the only card that we've gotten. There's a little issue with the corner up here too. It's these silver borders. We're still working on trying to come up with some ideas for giveaways. Zach, we'll probably do some in the near future. Why would the AC be kicking on right now when it's like, oh well. But on these silver bordered, which is primarily your trainer cards, there's been issues with corners. There's been issues along that same spot, like on the Milotic right here, because we got a Drasna and a Drayton with the same issue. And the corners have just been not good. You see it? It catches the light there. So just so you guys know, if y'all get any of these silver bordered SIRs or the full art trainer in that kind of silver border, there's more than likely going to be damage out of it right out of the pack. Yeah, my stream chat's not updating here on my phone. On my computer, but not on my phone. Get back in there, Clement. Quit being like this, buddy. I let you out of your house one time and you just want to just jump out and join the party. Yeah, you just gotta be mindful, just keep that in mind, if you're gonna get that, you're hunting for that big pull, and then all of a sudden you pull it and it's got a little damage to it, right out of the pack, from the factory. I'm melodic. It's gonna stay in the personal collection Wife wants it, so she's going to keep that one in her personal collection. Let's match it up a little bit. I feel you, Jesse. It's I didn't even see that until I, put it up here, and then I saw the way the light had caught it the other night while on stream, and I was just, oh man, I was devastated. No, this is supposed to be. I can't seem to quite get it. I'm guessing right about there. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Everybody kept talking about how this card, they connected to each other, but then like nobody ever actually showed it in a video where they're lined up. That's a pretty card, huh? Pretty card. They don't ever go anywhere, Zach. They sit right there. They're not my traveling buddies. They're in a perfect fit as well. I got them in a perfect fit, and the perfect fit actually lines up nicely in those. And like I said, they just sit there. They don't travel. They don't travel. It mostly travels from that little thing, that little easel to my hand. And we're waiting to. We're gonna have to submit pretty much everything here, aside from Lana's Aid and the other one. We got to get the card savers, and I'm waiting until PSA is at the. What do you call it? I'm waiting until PSA's, and I think they're gonna be at one of the shows in Dallas Fort Worth. And they'll be taking submissions there, and I believe they're going to be doing some of the grading there too. So probably going to have to get me a nice Pelican case and load all those up there and drive those. That's like a 6-hour drive for me, isn't it? 6 or 7. We're going to have to go to one of those shows and submit them all in person. And then hopefully they come back with good grades. And if they don't come back with good grades, oh well, they're in the personal collection to begin with. That's why I picked up Lana's 8 and a 9. And I picked up Miriam in a 9. Because they were actually cheaper to pick up in a 9 than it would have been if I bought them, sent them out for grading, and then them come back a 9. Funny how some of that stuff works, I guess. But yeah, so even if the Pikachu comes back a 9, it's like I'm not planning on selling it. Even if it comes back a Gem Mint 10, I could send it out to Beckett and come back with a black label Gem Mint 10, and it wouldn't mean nothing to me. Pokemon could tank tomorrow, and that'd be like worth 50 cents, and it wouldn't mean nothing. I'm counting from the right top row. 5th card. Which card is that? Top right row, 5th card. This one here. Talking about this one, Jesse? It's just the trainer gallery from. Gee, I can't remember, and my app's on my phone for me to look it up. But yeah, it's Jasmine with her Bronzong, and I love Jasmine and her sandwich. So I collect the trainer cards, the waifu cards, if you haven't noticed. And it's not because of the value in them. I think what it is has to do with the right here, the nostalgia of Erica, like Erica's Vile Plume, Misty's Psyduck. You know, it's got to do with that. So I even have the Charizard, Blaine's Charizard and stuff like that somewhere, not directly in front of me right now. But yeah, that's one reason why I started collecting the trainers, and then I love the trainer galleries, and it's a shame that people overlook them sometimes. But that's fine. That just means it's easier for me to get my hands on it. But like I said, a lot of this is just, this card isn't worth much financially, but I like the artwork on it. I like that it's got a trainer in it, and that's what I like to collect. So like I said, it could all tank tomorrow, and I it personally wouldn't bother me. I mean, we're not doing this for the financial aspect of it. Now, does it make it nice whenever I get a card that I just outright do not care for, and it's worth $55 to $60? Talking about you, Groudon. And you get one of those every single booster box of Paradox Rift you seem to be opening, and you end up with 5 of them, and he's just not your favorite Pokemon. You just don't like the artwork on it. Does it make it easier to trade that away and trade it for something you do want? Yeah, you're damn right it does. So there's some cards. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody loves what they love, and everybody trades differently. Everybody collects differently. A Dark Charizard and an old box of Pokemon cards. I'm not an expert on vintage Pokemon. I'm far from an expert on vintage Pokemon. But I know a lot of the dark Pokemon, they were fetching some decent prices. There's a guy here in my town locally that all he does is vintage Pokemon. If you look on Collector, it'll give you an idea of like the last sold, or like it gives you the market price, and then it'll also give you they track the PSA gradings if there's any on there. So that's what I use a lot of, is Collector. And you spell it like you normally do Collector, but at the end you don't add an E, it's just R. So it's like collect R. So I pull a lot of that, my prices from that, because it's tied to TCG, and then I like Sneaker Dunk for the Japanese stuff, and eBay, and you can see what a lot of the prices that have gone. There's some people. There's some people that find some stuff, or that open some stuff, and they genuinely sometimes do not know. I know when I got back in the Magic the Gathering, I played it when it was Alpha, Beta, Revised, Stronghold, Tempest, Weatherlight, all those old sets. So when I came back in to collecting Magic the Gathering, Ixalan had just came out. And what drew me into it was I was watching these two guys, these two Canadians, MTG North, Paul and Morgan. And it popped up on my feed one day, and I was like, what is this? Oh, Magic the Gathering, man, I haven't seen that in, oh, geez, decades, right? I mean, it's probably been about 20 years, close to 20 years since I last played it. Like, seriously. And I was watching them open up, and they were chasing a card called a Mana Crypt, and I said, "Man, what the hell is a Mana Crypt? Those weren't around in my times, I don't think." I said, "I remember the Black Lotus. I remember, the Power Nine, and I remember the old Sliver Queen and stuff out of Weatherlight and what have you." And I didn't know what was going on. They were opening these packs, and all of a sudden they pulled a Jurassic Park card, and I was like, "What the hell? They got a deal with Jurassic Park? What's all that about?" I started looking into it, and then I went down to my local Walmart, and there they were, the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And I bought a whole bunch of packs, and then I opened up a Jurassic Park card, and I thought I was the big hot hand puller again. And I started going in there, and then I started buying their versions of like an ETB, and started chasing a Mana Crypt and chasing to finish out the Jurassic Park collection from Magic the Gathering. And then my stepdaughter's sitting there, and she's like, "That's cool. Jurassic Park's cool, but look at these Pokemon." And I was like, "Man, Pokemon, there's so many packs. I mean, I remember opening them up when I was a kid, real young, younger than you." And she says, "I want some." And I was like, "Fine, we'll get you what is this, 151? What the heck set is that?" And I look at it and say, "Oh, it's all the original Kanto Pokemon, the ones I grew up with." "Yeah, you can get that, because I know those Pokemon." So we get home, right? She opens up the little box, poster collection, starts opening it up, open up her first pack. And she's really enjoying herself, right? She's really enjoying herself, and I'm glad she's enjoying herself. And she goes, "I got a Charizard." And I go, whoa. A Charizard? Because, I'm looking on my phone, looking at Pokemon and seeing what the big hits are, and I figured she meant this one. Right? I'm like, okay, cool. She got a little card, worth some money. And then she shows it to me. And at this point, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I didn't know what the rarities were in Pokemon now, especially with Scarlet Violet stuff. I didn't know what a hyper rare or a special illustration rare or anything like that was, right? And she shows it to me, and I'm like, "Man, that's a real fancy looking Charizard." It was a special illustration rare Charizard. And I look it up, and it's like, "Oh man, it's like $100. Put that in a sleeve, and we're gonna go get you something nice to put it." Never seen that Pokemon. That'll probably fetch a 10. Corners are good. No lightning. Yeah. Oh. So, yeah, she got the 151 Charizard, the special illustration rare, and like I said, I just got back into it, and I didn't know what the heck I was looking at. And I was like, "What the hell is 2 gold star mean? And is it worth something?" Looked it up. Yeah, sure enough. And then that was our first dive back into Pokemon. Was that 151 poster collection. We picked it up at Target for her. And she got that Charizard SIR out of the first pack in our first poster collection. And like I said, so some people may genuinely not know what they're looking at, because I didn't until I got back into it. And then I started picking up the Sword and Shield era stuff, and it went from there, and here we are now, from release of 151 to what we have, what I'm currently showing y'all, what I currently have up, and I would say it's a short period of time. I started the channel 6, maybe 8 months ago, I think. I tried figuring it out. I think my first video was like 6 months ago, but I was doing some shorts on Facebook, and then I saw it was picking up, and I said, let me try it on YouTube and bring people along the journey of what we're hunting for. And we're not going to be like PokeRev. We're not going to be like Rule Breaking Nate. We're not going to be like Danny Phantom. Nothing like that. Because every single one of those YouTubers have a different method, and some of them are businesses. You know, we're not a we're not a we're not a business. We're just a family likes opening us up, and we got addicted to it, collecting, hunting for cards, and we like to bring you guys along the journey. I mean, look at all this right here. You know, this is all surging sparks that we've been pulling left and right. But you know, we're having fun doing this. I'm glad I can bring you all along the journey. I'm glad that I have people interested in the stream. Um, if you ever have questions, I try to answer them best of my knowledge. I watched a lot of those. I watch everybody on YouTube that I can Pokemon related, whether they're a small channel, whether they're a huge channel, whether they're ripping shippers, because you can get a lot of knowledge, you know, a good idea of what a certain kind of product looks like from ripping shippers because they open up so much at a time. So like I watch them do booster boxes. Like, okay, well, average pull rate's 12. Maybe it's better to go different product or whatever. So I try to just soak up knowledge through everybody on the YouTube community, period. I don't know why you'd say I was based. I mean, we just have fun here on the channel, and we just, but you know, just getting back into it. Like I said, what got me back into it? Oh wow, we're gonna do that, huh? Just go ahead, just do that. Why don't you? Like I said, what got me back into it was Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And then I saw they did a Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Ring-a-Dings. And of course, that was always a huge, huge part of the life. So, like I said, what got me back into where are you at? What got me back into Magic the Gathering was Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And I don't have my Magic the Gathering stuff as organized as I sure did hunt for the One Ring card. The Jurassic World, Jurassic Park cards. I saw these and I was like, oh man, that's really awesome that they did something like that. Then, like I said, I was watching those two Canadians, Paul and Morgan, MTG North. And they kept talking about a card. And I was like, I don't know what the hell that is, but let's see it. And it was the good old Mana Crypt, which tanked in Valley horribly when it got banned in Commander. But it was a thrill of the hunt, a thrill of the chase. So am I mad about it going from being like a almost $300 card to like probably about 100? Not really. Artichoke, there are very few cards in my collection that are purchased. I would say you could probably count on one hand, maybe onto your second hand, that I purchased. Because I've done some trades, but you could probably, you know, it's under 10 that I've traded for. Simply because I like the idea of pulling it myself. But if it's a card like Wick, I mean, I'm not going to be able to get as many packs to try to pull her. Alright. simply because I wasn't around during that, what was it, Sun and Moon era? I wasn't collecting during that time. So, if I can find packs, I mean, if I could have found booster boxes, and they would have been, I guess you could say, like, considered a reasonable price, we would have gone that route. And it would have been just to chase Wick. Because somebody showed it to me, it's like, oh, you're collecting waifu cards? I said, well, I don't know waifu cards. They're like trainer cards. I like the trainers. He's like, oh, no, they're waifu cards. And he explained the whole thing to me. He's like, you got to see this one. I was like, how is that in a freaking kid's game? And I said, okay, well, now that you've shown it to me, and I don't understand how they got away with putting this in the Pokemon. I said, you know what, I got, if I find one in person, I'm going to trade for it. Because I'm not going to be able to get enough packs to, chase it. And like I said, we're not a business, we're not monetized, we're not anything like that. We're just the three of us, my wife, my stepdaughter, and myself, collecting cards, chasing cards, and bringing you along the journey. Yeah. I mean, I got adult money, but I don't have highly successful adult money. I'm not a millionaire or nothing like that. I don't own a business or anything like that. We're just, having fun. And this was a fun chase. It's the most basic one ring that you can get. All right. But, Post Malone's got the best one ring, and guess what? That graded a 9. So it's not the 2.5 million Canadian dollar one, but the packs, that was one thing. The packs for Lord of the Rings, everybody slept on it at first. And then the one ring got pulled. And the one ring got pulled, and then Post Malone bought it. And then everybody just kind of lost interest. And then when the Holiday Collector's Edition came out, everybody kind of slept on it. And then all of a sudden, it went crazy. And I think it's like the first modern box of Magic to go over $1,000. Don't quote me, quote Rudy from Alpha Investments on that. But so it was a thrill of, if I saw the packs somewhere, cool, we have a chance at the one ring. Awesome, let's buy the packs. So we'd buy them, and then we'd open them up, and then my biggest hit at the time was the Orcish Bowmaster. And I was like, oh man. And then they put that little, if you've opened up Magic the Gathering, and what do you call it? You would see they had little inserts like the one ring is calling you. And it's like, it sure is. You bastards know how to market. And then we got a Nazgul. And it was like, I think there's like 9 or 12 different artworks of Nazgul. But we got this one. Oh, friggin' Jake Paul. I'm waiting for the day that I get a... Look, if we ever hit the big numbers on the stream, and us not being a business, us just being hobby collectors, we'll have to do something for like a big, 1,000 subscribers. If we ever get to there, I highly doubt we will. But I enjoy having a small community that actually likes to interact and talk and, just enjoy the hobby as it is. But if for some reason we ever got there, maybe we buy some vintage packs and then we open them up and then we say, God damn you, Jake Paul, you sold us your G.I. Joe packs, didn't you? Or is it Logan Paul and his G.I. Joe packs? He will sell us those. And you know what? We'll open them on channel. Old Logan Paul and his G.I. Joe cards. I think these were resealed. What are you talking about? It's like, I don't know. I just get a feeling these are resealed. But this is the card that I had to pick up, and now it's not the original from the original. It's a reprint, obviously from 2023. But I remember the Birds of Paradise. You know, Birds of Paradise. You had to have this in your set. It was a staple. Way back when, and before there were 20s in our year. Back in 1997. You see, I can't. I mean, I guess I could bring myself to buy a pack of vintage Pokemon, but having have been there and having have opened them back in the day, it would be like straight nostalgia, yeah. But the thing is, I remember getting them back in the day when the Pokemon craze was there. Back in my neighborhood, we had an ice cream man that would come around, and he would get the Japanese Pocket Monster cards. So you could get yourself a Raspa or a Snow Cone, and you could get yourself some Pogs or a Japanese Pokemon pack. It was the hardest time deciding which one. I was like, do I want a Snow Cone or do I want some Pogs? Or do I want a Pokemon pack in a language I can't even read? And then he would get the regular Pokemon packs, and we would buy them from the ice cream man driving around the neighborhood, selling ice cream to all the kids and Pogs and Pokemon cards. And so I was opening them when I was a kid. So like, it would be just a straight nostalgic factor for me, and I don't know if I can justify the so many thousands of dollars for several vintage packs to open up something that I opened up as a kid. So that's why I love that, like, I mean, the modern stuff that they're doing, like with the Squirtle and the Bulbasaur, is like, it was the same kind of feel. It's like I was a kid again, chasing, my starter Pokemon, and I'd have to spend $500-$600 a pack. It's $5 a pack. But I get the appeal to some people that maybe they weren't there during those times. And then every single time I say something like that, it makes me feel really old. It's like, I was there, Gandalf, all those years ago. Oh, I know. I felt that rush when I pulled the Mana Crypt. I felt that rush when I pulled the One Ring. I felt that rush when I pulled Bianca's Devotion. Because these were like the chase cards that I want. So every single time I pull a chase card that I'm really looking for, even though if the bar's set real low, in some people's eyes, it's like I got it and I get that rush again. And I think that's why we do a lot of this, is honestly for that dopamine hit. And then the memories. He's like, I look back at it and it's like awesome. Like that Mana Crypt. I was going to Best Buy, picked up one of their versions of an ETP, a gift bundle, whatever it was. And I was going to go buy a whole booster box of Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And before I stepped in the store, I was sitting out there in my Jeep, and I was like, I'm going to open this up right now before I go in. And maybe that'll determine whether or not I need to purchase any more Lost Caverns. And like into that fourth pack, the Mana Crypt hit. And I'm sitting there like an idiot, because I don't have any sleeves, and like I'm froze. I'm like, oh my god, I finally got the Metacritic, and I have no sleeves or nothing. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And my girl's like, just go to the store and ask him for a penny sleeve, or my wife. I was like, okay. See, what I do, and that's actually what I'm reaching into right now. So I take my good old Vault-Tec lunchbox, and people are like looking at me like, what's this dude doing with a, he's bringing his lunch to a show? Yeah, I'm bringing my lunch to a show. So what I do is I take this lunchbox, and this is all trade, what I'm about to show you. And I need to add to the lunchbox. But what I do is I go to the shows and I find vendors that are like huge vendors, right? And they have like multiple binders out. And I'm like, hey, would you like to look at my lunchbox, see if there's anything you want? I'm like, oh, yes, we would. There's a lot of stuff that we need to, restock our binders. And sometimes, they're dollar cards, $2 cards, what have you. And because we open up so much on the channel and we open up so much chasing stuff, you guys think these are actually going to go up in value because of the crowns? People were talking about maybe everybody accepted the Pikachu with the crown, even though everybody's like, oh, it's not that cool. But then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, the crowns are cool. But like nobody cared about these, right? But anyway, so I take this with me and I just show off, like, well, not show off, I hand it to them. They just thumb through it and like, oh yeah, I want this, 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 and this. Okay. So a lot of these smaller $2, $3 hits, $1 hits, they add up. They add up. And this is what I was talking about earlier, like with that, the Probus and how they did the cutie fly, like how they did that kind of focused camera work, right? So I take all this with me. Oh, Melanie, I love you, Melanie. The flapjacks. I want pancakes now. But I just show it to them. All they can do is tell you, no, I'm not interested. But a lot of those, like the last big show I went to in San Antonio, orange shirts, one of the vendors was like, I want all this stuff for my binders to restock. And I was like, okay. And I just traded in. Like, I got a booster box of Scarlet Violet base set one time for $4 out of my own pocket because I traded so much Magic the Gathering stuff in that were very playable cards. There's the Cramorant in that same artwork. And he was like, yeah, you got almost $100 here. What do you want? Yeah. So I set a lot of those aside. Like when the Trop Ghost was very playable, when the Iron Crown was very playable, or they claimed it was going to be very playable with the Iron Crown, and then turned out didn't do as good at Worlds, I think as it was supposed to, or one of the big tournaments. But even like the Earthen Vessels, I try to keep those. Even some of the cards, like one of the managers there at the local game store that I go to, he was like, hey, I know you open a lot, because obviously you're buying it from me. I say, yes. He says, any of these kind of trader cards, can you bring them into me? And I'm like, yeah, I'll give you 50 cents a card, or 75 cents a dollar card. And yeah, it's fine. It doesn't look good just sitting here, right? So I'll take them to them, sell them to them, get store credit. It helps us reduce a lot of this stuff. I haven't tried grading yet because I missed one of the really big shows here in Texas where PSA was there and they were accepting submissions and actually doing on-site grading. And unfortunately, I had taken my time off from work like the week before. So I'm old and I'm old school mentality. The less people that I have handling my stuff whether it be in the mail or whether it be in person, the happier I am and the more peace of mind I have, I guess you could say. So being able to go in person to hand it to PSA or have them do the on-site grading, even though I would end up paying more, it's just that old school mentality, like less hands for it to travel through. So next show that comes up in, I want to say it's Dallas Fort Worth area. Giovanni, you bastard, I hate you. Me and Giovanni got some bad blood between us, but that's what I plan to do: is take it in person, have them grade it, and then either have them ship it back to me or however what they offer. So that way there's less time away from me and less hands stirring the pot, I guess you could say. So those are my plans. Even though everybody's telling me you're gonna pay a premium, it's like I really don't care. Melanie again. Oh, Melanie, I love you. Oh, this is from the Super Electric Breaker stuff that we opened up. I forgot that was in there. Artichoke, I was watching something the other day. I think GameStop has temporarily stopped taking in grading orders because they lost some dude's like $350,000 order or something like that. And I think they need to go back and reevaluate how they actually take those in now, because I don't think they have enough accountability. Because I think I was watching Rattle Pokemon. If you ever watch it, I watch him every once in a while because I like to see the other side of it, like the investing side of it, and like how people can be like really shady about stuff, and just kind of prepare myself for maybe I've run into somebody like that, and like what to kind of look out for. But yeah, it was on Rattle's shop, and then lately like Pokehive, which is in San Antonio, Texas, which is down the road from me about 2 hours, and another shop in San Antonio have had like people stealing cards, and like they had somebody just like bust right in through a window and start stealing stuff, and SAPD showed up just a little too late. Yeah, 350,000 declared value. I think that the guy had. I wasn't sure if it was sports cards or if it was actually like Pokemon or something like that. But I was watching Rattle and he's talking about that. I did have to buy 2 booster boxes of Surgeon Sparks. I bought one and ripped it for pools. I went back to buy another one and keep it sealed, but the store refused. Dang. Almost sealed booster box, almost single booster packs. So that's why, like I said, going back to why haven't I graded yet, I was going to go through GameStop, and I talked to one of the managers and said, hey, look, this Pikachu, I have it, I want to get it graded. And I think that morning the first one officially sold on eBay for like $2,800, and then the guy gave like some to charity and all this stuff, but it was over $2,000, right? Is what the first one sold for. So that kind of declared the value of what a Pikachu would be and a PSA 10. I said, so would I be better just sending it out to myself, paying like the $130 for a 5-day turnaround? Or should I send it through y'all? He's like, well, firstly, we have to meet how many cards we have being sent out. Yeah, so your card might sit here for 2 weeks before we even send it for grading. Okay? And then he said, and then it's a 45-day turnaround. And then on top of that, if the value is more, you might have to pay more. So I'm thinking to myself, is like, why am I going to have this card sit in this person's store until they get, I don't know, 50 cards before they send out the PSA? So it's going to sit there, and then maybe the employees, I'm not trying to, I mean, it's younger crowd that work there, right? I know if I was a kid and I was back there working and I saw these cards, I'd be thumbing through them like, oh man, look at this card, we're going to send the grade. Look at this card, we're going to send the grade. Right? And what if they damage it while it's sitting back there waiting to be sent off? Or like how Rattle was saying, they don't have accountability. What if a person goes back there, they see one, they have a copy of the card, their copy's not as great condition, and then they swap it out? So that's how I go back to saying, like, less people stir in the pot, I think the better off we are. So that's why I'm going to wait to submit personally to PSA. Now I feel bad, Jesse, that they did that to you. Because, I got mine. The reason why I opened up my second box, because, we pulled the Pikachu out of an ETB third pack in. I have that on a stream on the video, on the YouTube channel. And we opened it up, the second box, or the first box of Surgeon Sparks. And we got Clamont's Quick Wit, right? And I was going to keep this one sealed, and I was talking about it on that stream that night. But then, as I was holding it, I was like, well, should we open it or whatever? It's, maybe I'll keep it sealed. And I turned it around, and I noticed that, it was still in the seal and everything, and it had been crushed. So this was going to be my first, delve into sealed collection. But I saw that and I said, well, so much for starting a sealed collection, right? And it is what it is. I've never done sealed collection because we have a bad habit of just opening stuff. And even if I bought something that was sealed, we'd be opening it. And everybody has different stuff they're collecting. I know I talked to the owner of a local game store today because I called him and said, hey, you got any Surgeon Sparks singles? He's like, I can't keep anything in stock, Surgeon Sparks. Whether it's single packs, single cards, blister packs. Don't even ask me about booster boxes. And I was like, all right, well. Cool. I just wanted a fan painted cast for him. I told him, he says, I can't keep any singles in stock. And I was like, so many people are opening the Surging Sparks. Is everybody just like hoarding it like my Prash has? Like they won't even get rid of singles? Because I can't find a Fampi or a cast one. Saved the life of me. And that's all we want. But I know, like I kicked myself in the butt. I didn't buy the case of Surging Sparks like I probably should have. But, oh well. And then Super Electric Breaker. I'm surprised this one's not worth more. Super Electric Breaker, because, like, it's, the Magikarp artist. Shinji Kanda, right? Yes, I got it right. Shinji Kanda. Yeah, I picked up, check this out. So, Dollar General was selling with $15 a deal, right? Like $15 poster collection. And then they were giving you buy $75 off or more toys, and the Pokemon poster collections counted as that. You would get 25% off, right? And where was I going with that? Oh, you go on Fridays, and then if you spent $25 or more, you get $5 off. So all 6 of those poster collections I was getting for like $67. Normally they're supposed to be $90 for all 6 of them, so I was saving $23. And I had a bunch of them, and I went to that show in San Antonio, and they were like selling them. I was like, how much you want for that poster collection? He's like, $30. And I was like, are you kidding me? I just picked up 90 packs from Dollar General for less than $15 a box. And the guy just looked at me, and I said, so you want to trade them? I said, no, I'm going to open them as soon as I get back home. So all those that you saw, that poster collection, I even got more down here. Yeah, all those opened. I didn't keep them sealed. And that's why me and Giovanni have so much bad blood between us. Because in those 90 packs of 151 that I picked up from Dollar General, I pulled 4 Giovanni's Charisma. Not this one, the special illustration rare. 4 of them. And Giovanni and I are not Giovanni and I are not the best friends. But maybe that's a sign that we should pick up Rocket, the Rocket set coming out. Maybe that's a sign that we'll do financially well in the Rocket set. But yeah, no, I know the Magneton was is our promo, right? But in Japan, you can only pull these. Like, they have no way of obtaining the Magneton other than opening Super Electric Breaker. So I was thinking maybe, it's Shinji Kanda. You can only pull it in Japanese. Like, they don't have this as the promo card. I figured it would have been fetching a little bit more of a value. Because it looks better in Japanese too, guys. Just saying. I mean, we can do a comparison, I guess. One of the 12 ETB boxes that we got. I guess we could rip one open. We got a whole lot of those. Yeah, retiring sealed Pokemon. That's an American dream. It's slowly becoming more and more of a reality. But I got 12 of these. Not the Poke Center ones, but just the regular ETB. So we can afford to rip one out of its little house. We will sleeve it though. But we can check to see, because like I said, Japanese cards, especially with Surging Sparks. Oh yeah. It's the subtle differences, The subtle differences. I didn't know we had you in this one, Smokey. But yeah, so I figured maybe that one would have held up a little bit more. Yeah, I noticed that. I saw one today, and I was like, Mimikyu going up, interesting. And then the other guy that haunts me just as bad as of recent as Giovanni is this guy. This guy. Not the Tatsugiri. I like Tatsugiri. I like the Palisand. But this guy kept showing up in every single one of our Super Electric Breaker boxes that we opened. And then my last Super Electric Breaker box, he shows up. And of course, the secret rare takes your spot of a special art rare. So that killed the box. Like, thanks, guy. Thanks for showing up and taking all of our mojo. So him and I, we don't have the full art takes the special illustration rare spot. So we don't have a good standing with each other either. And then Kecleon, we kept getting a whole lot of Pavilion. Is that Pavilion? Pavilion's the other one. Anyway, we kept getting a lot of this guy. I kept getting a lot of Larvesta. See Kecleon. Oh yeah, you see what I'm talking about? You see it? Does it load for brown? I think it does. But you see what I'm saying? So it's like Slacking kept showing up in every single one of them. And then I was just saying, oh yeah, this, and then we kept pulling this guy, Kecleon, and revealing a lot in Larvesta. And one of these things is exactly like the other. And they were even like in the lineup almost identically. Oh no, Larvesta, you fell. So this is, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is how they came out of the box. Two separate boxes, and that's exactly how they came out of the. So it made me question, is like, oh man, what are the hit rates? Like, how are they, like, they're all, each box feels the same. I said, I think you sold me some bunk boxes, man. Because they all came back to back like that, like literally. Because I stack them up, and like my hits, in the pack, I follow them and put them, yeah. But we got 2 Kecleon, 2 Larvesta, and 2 of these. But yeah, we had fun. We filmed those. I got those on the channel where we filmed opening Super Electric Breaker in the store. And then we were, like I said, the first people in Corpus to open up the Pikachu. Because they kept tracking all the... They're the only ones that sell Japanese product in Corpus. And all of their customers, they ask that, hey, if you get a Pikachu or hey, if you get any big hits, could you let us know so we can see... Oh, you bastard. Give us an idea of, like, what's come out of our store. Oh, yeah, I do have you in Japanese. You know... No, it wasn't ETB. It was the Super Electric Breaker. Booster boxes that they did. So you get 9. You would get 9 pulls from it. 3 of them were illustration rares, and then 1 A spec, and then 1 secret rare. So that's already 5, and then 4 EXs. So it was 9 pulls per box. This right here, in English, out of like the 600 packs we did, we only got 2 of these in English. We only did 6 boxes of Super Electric Breaker, and we had better hits. Well, I mean, because also, it's half a set technically. So there's less to pull. Less variety, I guess you could say. Oh my god, I did just put one down, right? I did. I did just put one down. And another one shows up. Yeah. That's how my life went with Super Electric Breaker. That's exactly how it went, opening Super Electric Breaker. And then, we go back to... This is just all, like I said, this is... We opened up so much stuff. A couple of Radiants. Yeah, these are all the... Stay in the trade lunchbox. And nobody ever made a big deal about this Latias. Well, we never talked about this guy. Or this gal. Because this Latias is the female, right? Latios is the male. Is that the full art one? The non-gold full art? The 219 Pika? There's the Charizard trainer I was talking about. See, we wanted one of those. I'm not a Pikachu collector. Okay. He was the mascot for my generation of Pokemon growing up. I give credit where credit's due. Alright? Gotta give him credit. You couldn't see a Pokemon product without having his yellow, red cheeked face in your face. You know what I mean? I gotta give him credit for that. You know, he was a mascot. You know, but I'm not a Pikachu collector. Okay, but I felt like I can't be a Pokemon fan without having all three of the Pikachus out of Series Sparks. So, see what I mean? I got a lot of these trainer and Galarian Gallery. I love the Galarian Gallery. Whenever I'm having a bad day, whenever I'm having bad pulls, I'll open up Crown Zenith for the Galarian Gallery. And then everything feels right again in the world. You see what I mean? It's like, I love these trainer. Oh, I love these trainer cards. Oh, Paris. Oh, I felt so bad for him when I watched the cartoon growing up. You know, poor guy, mushrooms on his head. They take over his brain. Becomes a zombie. Poor little guy. Deoxys. I didn't know what the heck I was looking at first because this was like, I wasn't around for Deoxys, you know. Some Deoxys. Reap. Yancy, and then we got. See what I mean? This is all Galarian Gallery. Because I was like, man, I'm gonna start collecting these beautiful cards, even though they're not worth anything. And I just kept opening up. Yeah. Do I? Look on my other shelf. It's not in here. It might be upstairs. I had the Palkia and the what was the other gold card? Arceus. It was Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia. And I traded some of those away. Because my buddy really wanted them. Oh yeah, this was like the only box of Obsidian Flames I opened. Because I got it for a decent price and we got that guy. Right now. No, there's that Ninetales. Was it you talking about it, Jesse? Somebody was talking about the Ninetales out of Obsidian Flames. It's a gorgeous card. It is a gorgeous card. And what else do we got? Some little more Galvantula. Oh, Meryl. Oh, Professor. I opened up so much Paradox Rift. Trying to get Professor Sada's special illustration rare. She never showed up for me. I had to trade for her. I didn't think she existed because like everywhere I'd go, it's like, hey, you got Professor Sada's special illustration rare, and they'd be like, oh yeah, I think we got Professor Sada, and they'd come out with this. I was like, no, the special illustration rare. And they're like, there's a Professor Sada special illustration rare. I said, yeah, the one where she's got the small of and everything. And I could never find one. And I finally found one at that show. I traded for it. Had never. I opened up and like every booster box, almost every booster box of Paradox Rift, we'd get a Groudon. And I was like, God, I hate you, Groudon. Quit showing up looking like Godzilla about to wreck the place. So we'd always get him. And I think these are all going to be mostly full arts. But I have the trade whenever I go to shows. Oh, maybe some EXs back here. Oh no, Zacian. Such a pretty card too, right? But we traded Groudon away for Starmie and Professor Sada and some other stuff like that. This Groudon just kept showing up. He kept showing up. Yeah, I don't think I have the Dialga here. Might be upstairs. But that's that's what I have in my lunchbox that I take with me whenever I go to. Oh, geez, there's more. What's all this? Oh, no, those are the EXs. Yeah, EXs, Radiance. Just simple stuff. But yeah, I take all that in my little my Fallout lunchbox. People are like, "What's in the box? What you have to trade?" Or like I said, I tend to sell it to vendors. Trade it, get about 70 to 80% trade value most of the time. It helps get more stuff to open on the channel. It's a win-win, I guess. I don't spend as much. I get rid of some stuff that's just taking up a bunch of room in here. It's a win-win, I suppose. But thank you for joining me tonight. Like I said, I try to do a stream not every Saturday. Just so that way. What are these? I'm gonna do a stream every Saturday. Oh, that's where my other perfect fit dragon scales were at. Oh. Keep you around. Yeah, try to do a stream about every Saturday. Open a bunch of stuff as well that day to making the shorts, and then, like I said, we just feed shorts throughout the week. Stream on a Saturday. So if y'all join me today, I appreciate it. Small channel, like I said, we just enjoy the hobby, collecting, going on the hunt. Might do some of those coins, painting them up, making them the keychain, stuff like that. Do that with the little one. Maybe do some little giveaways with that. But no, I'll put you back there. Man, I got a mess everywhere. It's all good. But next Saturday we'll do another stream, hopefully, if I can find anything worth opening up. Some stuff's worth opening up. Not everything is worth opening up. But let's see what we get for next weekend. And we did alright tonight. You know, out of that Paradise Wisdom box, 5 pulls, and then 2 pulls out of the old Shrouded Fable. But thanks for joining me, guys. Like I said, next Saturday we'll try to do another one. We have a bunch of Surging Spark shorts that I'll be throwing out throughout the week so you can see what we've been pulling, struggling to pull a Fampini cast form. Spoiler alerts, we still don't have a Vampire cast form. Spoiler warning. Still don't have a cast form or a Fampini. But if you don't watch the stream, then you don't know that we haven't pulled it yet. And we never will. Well, thanks, guys. I'm gonna go get me some dinner. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by and joining the stream. Like I try to tell everybody, hope you're having a good life, enjoying it, making the best of it. And remember, tomorrow's a new day. Y'all have a good one.